Welcome to Reheat Reimagined. I'm Chef Shahir, and today we're taking last night's dinner and transforming it into tomorrow's lunch with a little help from Kitchen HQ and HSN. Got some leftover turkey? Perfect. I'm going to show you how to turn that turkey into 3 delicious creative meals that are easy, fun, and packed with flavor. Scan the QR code and get all the recipes and shop the products you'll see me use. Let's dive in. First up, I'm going to take my leftover turkey and make it something exciting. Think Spanish-inspired empanadas with a buttery crust, flavorful filling, and it's actually really easy to make. The leftovers are almost going to be better than the main show. Watch this. So we're going to start with a little bit of olive oil, but not just any olive oil. I can pre-measure the exact amount. Check this out. If I press down, I can keep track of exactly how much I got. 3 tablespoons is a great way to start this recipe, and I'm keeping track of those calories from fat as well. Look at the, hi, see? I'm very precise. Right into my 4.5 quart brazier. Love the size, and this is cast iron. Why do I love cast iron? Gets hot, stays hot. You gotta have this. So we're gonna preheat that oil and start simply. Aromatics, onion, garlic, peppers. This is stuff you've already got kicking around, and wait till you see how it transforms into a brand new dish. You'll know that the oil is ready when you see it kind of ripple in the pan. It means it's getting hot. It's starting to shimmer and move and dance. So now I can go in, little onions, little garlic. Look at these beautiful bell peppers, just diced up nice and fine. Potatoes, and maybe you have leftover potatoes you didn't cook, you didn't turn into a mash. Just cube them up, 1 or 2 potatoes, all you need. Chorizo, I told you, this is Spanish inspired. You get that smoky flavor from the chorizo. I've got, again, some paprika playing into that smokiness and some oregano. Check this out. Left, right, salt and pepper. Little salt, little pepper. Now here's the thing to remember with a recipe like this. The turkey's already cooked. I don't want to overcook it now. So let me sweat out my veg, my onions, my garlic, my peppers, and then I'll add the turkey towards the end of the cooking process. We don't want to dry out that perfect turkey. The onions, the garlic, the peppers have now softened. Everything's looking good. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of passata, which is basically strained tomato. You gotta have passata in your pantry. And look at this. Little passata in. Now I'll go in with the turkey. I'm just bringing things up to temperature because everything's pretty much cooked. I go in with 3 cups of leftover turkey. And I know sometimes we have big gatherings, you have lots of leftovers. This is a great use because it's freezable as well. Gotta have this. Green olives in an empanada. Some people will also put chopped up eggs and different flavors like that. Mix it all up. Just warm it through for a couple minutes. Are you ready? You want to see what's inside here? Check it out. It smells amazing. I wish you could smell the chorizo, the paprika, the smoky elements of the flavors, the green olives. Remember we started with cold, sad, boring turkey. It was great the night before, and now it's like, now it's back. Look at this. This is what Reheat Reimagined is all about. It's about making the leftovers maybe more exciting than the original dish. This filling is packed with flavor. Now at the very end, I'm gonna hit it with the fresh herbs so that we still have that vibrant green color. You can hit it with some parsley, cilantro if you've got, and just at the end, mix it in. We're now gonna let this mixture cool completely, and in the meantime, we'll make our pastry for that little meat pie filling. Let everything cool, and I'll show you how to assemble. Our filling is chilling, it smells great. Now let's talk about making a simple pastry, and you could use this for any kind of pastry, a pie crust. It's a go-to, very universal. Here's how it goes. A little bit of all-purpose flour, and this is a great thing to do with a little chopper like this. You don't want to be doing this by hand. A little bit of salt, 1 egg. Now, if you want this to be a sweet, like pie crust, a little bit of sugar as well. But here, it's all savory. Butter, and very important, the butter is cold. I will sometimes pop my butter in the freezer. That's how cold I want it to be. This has to be cold throughout so that the pastry dough doesn't get greasy as it bakes. So we're gonna make it cold as we assemble it. We're also gonna keep it cold as we roll it out. Cold milk, again, temperature matters. And we're gonna blitz this together until the butter comes to be about the size of a pea. They don't have to be totally melted in to the dough because we wanna keep it cold. And just pulse. You'll see that the butter is still in shape and getting smaller and smaller. See this? I can tell from the consistency, it's gonna be coming together like a dough. I don't wanna overwork it, I don't want it to get hot, and I also don't wanna toughen up the glutens in the flour. Onto my board, just like so. And the best thing you can do is bring it together into a little disc of dough and chill it. We do want to keep it cold. We do want to keep it cold all the way throughout. So take it like this. And the reason why I want to chill it nice and flat, think one step ahead. I'm going to be rolling it out. So I don't want it to be rock hard in a big bowl like this. I'm going to chill it as a nice flat disc. See the big chunks of butter? That's what you want. Plastic wrap. Now we're gonna throw in some plastic wrap. I don't want it to dry out in the fridge. Let that set up in the fridge for an hour. By that point, the filling will be chilled and we can assemble. Okay, our dough has chilled for an hour, our filling is chilled, we're ready to roll out and shape these bad boys into little empanadas that are flavorful, buttery, beautiful. Here's how it works. A little flour on my surface, and I can unwrap my chilled dough now. And don't forget, very important, it stays chilled all the way throughout. Easier to roll out, easier to work with, and bakes up way nicer. Flour on both sides, and you can be generous. This is like my grandma's rolling pin. Look at this. And when it's cold, it's really easy to work with. Once you get it nice and thin, I want to make a 6-inch circle. And this is about 6 inches, like a bowl that size. And it looks big, but follow me on this. You want that surface area to create a beautiful kind of braided seal. So put down a bowl like that. It's now your guide to create a perfect circle shape for your empanada. And then a paring knife, and you're going to follow along the bowl. So just follow your pattern. And as long as you gather up the scraps as well and re-chill it in the fridge, you can roll them out and use them all over again. So here's how it works. I've got my perfect little circle here. Now we're only gonna put about 2-3 tablespoons of filling because I want to be able to close off that lip with enough room to make a beautiful pattern. Now with a little egg wash, just egg scrambled up with a splash of water. That's our glue, our culinary glue, to close off the empanada. And I want you to fold it over. Look at this. Press down that filling and press down that seal. Flatten out that seal and kind of do this beautiful braid. So you pull and fold, pull and fold. Pull and fold. And your first few might not look great. Don't worry. That's when you tell your family it's meant to be rustic. Now we're gonna put them onto our sheet pan. Get them with some egg wash to get that golden brown crust. I want a nice hot oven here, 425 degrees. I'm gonna let these bake for 25 to 30 minutes. I really want them golden brown, crispy on the outside, and the filling will be piping hot and delicious. Half an hour later, look at these golden beauties. Are you kidding me? The pastry is buttery, it's flaky. You can do this. Little empanadas full of that turkey, and check this out. Oh, look at the crust. Chorizo, turkey, the peppers, the onions, the paprika, the smoky flavors. This is leftovers reimagined. I gotta have it. Try this, you're gonna love it. But we're not stopping in Spain. Next, I'm taking you to Japan with a leftover turkey ramen. The first step of any ramen is the flavorful broth. And here's something people forget about oftentimes with all that leftover turkey, the bones. The bones have so much flavor, and actually we're gonna roast them, add some aromatics and flavors, and make the most incredible turkey broth. This is not garbage. So one thing you can do is just break down those bones a little more into smaller pieces, and you're gonna add them into your brazier, and we're gonna roast them high, 450 degrees. The smaller you cut your bones, the better, so that A, they fit, and B, they can develop more flavor, more caramelized bits around their edges. And I know, all of us have thrown this out before, but this is flavor waiting to happen. You don't have to buy stock and you don't have to buy broth ever again. We add it into our 4.5 quart brazier, and then like I said, aromatics, veggies, so a little bit of rosemary, thyme, bay leaf. Probably if you've roasted a whole turkey, you have this stuff kicking around your kitchen anyway. Then we're gonna go in with the mirepoix, onion, carrot, celery, standard stuff, right into your roasting pan. And last but not least, whenever I want a really umami-packed, flavorful broth with some color and some body, tomato paste. And as the tomato paste roasts, it's really gonna give your broth some character. And oftentimes people ask me, what's the difference between broth and stock? Broth is really bone heavy, so more bones to water, whereas stock is more liquidy, more soupy, so less bones per water. With a ramen, we want a really hearty bone broth. So look at all the bones and aromatics. I'm gonna put a little bit of olive oil on there, and we're roasting this, like I said, high temp, 450 degrees. I really wanna char those vegetables, char the bones, get real caramelization. Then we'll top it with water, bring it to a boil, and make an amazing broth. Look at this. See what I mean? 450 degrees, real extreme temperature, and look at the dark caramelization you get from those bones, from all those aromatics. This is how we're gonna get a real flavorful broth. So much flavor developed here. Look at this. So all these bones that you throw away, don't throw them away. Roast them high with those vegetables, with those herbs, the garlic that you got kicking around from Thanksgiving or Christmas. And now we're gonna top it with some water, bring it up to a boil, and with that tomato paste and all that flavor, it's gonna turn into the most amazing turkey bone broth. Mmm. Smells so good in here. Got our beautiful noodles. Now, here's how you assemble the ramen. Add a little bit of those ramen noodles right into your bowl. Look at this. Mmm! Yum, yum. Then, and the order is important, a little bit of that turkey broth that we worked so hard for, and way better than the store-bought stuff. Look at the color. Look how rich. And like I said, this is the difference of broth and stock. It's got body, it's not so watery, it's a little bit thicker than a stock. So much flavor in that turkey broth. Now the leftover turkey, we're not forgetting about, it's gonna heat right in that hot broth. So I've got slices of turkey, nestle it right in there, even chunks of the dark meat that can live in a little corner. And I like this about ramen as well because you create little pockets of flavor. How about a soft-boiled egg, some mushrooms. If you slice everything nice and thin, they're gonna reheat in the hot broth. So just heat up the broth and then add your ingredients. Okay, I'm gonna put a little sheet or two of seaweed in the corner. Chili crisp or sriracha if you like some heat. Not too much. In any ramen, I love a little bit of sesame oil for that nutty element. Just on top. And last but not least, freshly sliced, really thin scallions. The turkey carcass that otherwise would be in the garbage is now an incredible broth, packed with flavor, and then those thin slices of leftover turkey are perfect in this leftover ramen. We've made leftover turkey exciting with a Spanish-inspired empanada, a turkey ramen that's unbelievable, and if you still have leftovers, come back home with me to Canada. Quebec-style, open-faced hot turkey sandwich. If you've never seen this before, watch and learn, you're gonna love it. Thick-cut white bread toast, side of French fries. Of course, pretend you're in a freezing Montreal bistro. You had one too many glasses of wine, and you still have turkey in your pantry. You take the turkey that you got, put it onto that thick-cut toasted bread. Oh yeah, the white meat, the dark meat, whatever you got, pile it on high. It's called a sandwich, but listen, this is an open-faced fork and knife endeavor. We've got some gravy left over from our holiday meal. If you don't have any gravy left, remember that turkey broth we made for the ramen? You can use that. Make a little roux to thicken it, use that as your new gravy. Then take the hot gravy, watch this, right over the turkey. Let it drape over the bread, over the turkey. Let it soak into that buttered white bread. Like I said, it's cold, it's snowing, you're in Quebec. Can you feel it now? Glass of red wine. We top it with peas that have been cooked really quick with some shallots, some garlic, little red wine. Oh my gosh. It works. Don't ask me how I know. It just works. Right on top of the gravy. And then my little twist, I like a little freshness, a little bit of parsley or even mint to cut through all the richness of the gravy. Mint and peas are friends. And there you have it. Quebec style hot turkey sandwich. And that is how you turn last night's turkey into 3 completely new, delicious meals. Thanks for joining me on Reheat Reimagined, where I prove that leftovers don't have to be boring. So be sure to scan the QR code for the full recipes and to grab all the Kitchen HQ tools I used today. Catch you next time.